So I was going to mention how much I enjoy the community, how much I enjoy the Q&As, and I will say I'm extremely busy, just like most everybody else. But this is one of the first things that goes on my calendar. As soon as Amy posts the dates in the circle, I look at my calendar and I put those in like an appointment on my calendar. They're there until unless something major bumps it or goes over. But so again, busyness. Why do I do that? Is because the information from you guys is invaluable. It's always there is a fresh perspective. It's not what you Google and what you hear over and over again. It seems like others the information out there, somebody first wrote it and everybody else took that and regurgitated it. And it's not like that for you. Your experience, your education, your training, your heart is in your work. And so I'm emotional because
Thank
you
you.
guys are my go-to. You're my go-to for my questions. And if I have to say one thing is that I think is the most rewarding is we have access to you, that you make yourself available as busy as you are, as much as you guys have going on through that circle and through the Q&As. It just allows us to ask a question and it may not be answered right then because you have more to answer at that time, but it's going to be answered. And that's just in knowing that that can happen. So I just appreciate your time and your commitment to your community. So thank you. And thank you for offering the circle because I did not know about circle until your program, until your membership when I joined it. And it is just a breath of fresh air not to get on something that has Facebook ads and have to every other group come in on that. It's just so private. So if I want to go and hear about hands-on approaches or read what's going on or read a question from someone else and learn from that, I can. And not have that distraction that pulls me in different ways or that I avoid. I'm not really on Facebook much at all. So I appreciate the circle.
First of all, you're like ready to rock and roll. Thank you. I have a question though, just for perspective here. Who are you? What are you about? Why did you join Transcend? Because, you're talking about all that's there. These folks who are here today, and I'm so grateful because I know you're traveling and you texted us and said that and I see now why you want to share with your exuberance. I'm just so grateful. I'm emotional on my end. We don't really ask for these kind of responses and testimonials. So to hear and see what's coming in, it's very touching ourselves that this is our dream, to be able to not just give information that we want to give, but to give what you guys need. And it's obvious that it's resonating, which is a lot for us. I mean, that's the world for us. So thank you for sharing. Tell us your story. Where are you from? What are you about?
So I'm an educational therapist, learning specialist. I work with children, focus on reflex integration to help them in their academic journey. And so I help parents one-on-one with children with reflex integration, and then also kind of coaching parents to help their child at home. So, and you guys, other than my previous education and training, you are my continuous training and my resource that I use that I respect and listen to. Yeah, when I have questions, I bring them to you guys, and often I'll search the vault for what's there to see what you have said before, because you do have a fresh perspective, but a grounded perspective in science and research, and you just don't, it's not just fluff. And so I just appreciate that. And so you are a big part of my therapeutic practice.
Thank you. Out of curiosity, like with so much information out there, like, you're telling us that what would be like the reason to join Transcend? Like, why can't they just do it on their own, kind of? Like, because if there's someone, we see that most of the folks who join are very educated, right, very committed to growth. Like, that's really our primary person who connects well to this. Like, why can't they just do it on their own?
You guys are like a fast track to the information for me. Like, in other words, I could dig and find and again, that regurgitated information out there, but you trust YouTube. That's what I trust. I trust your information. I trust what you bring. And I know that you have this is not about you. It's not just about you two personally. And it's not about you just growing a membership. You have a mission. And I think that mission, I hope that resonated this week through when you first started at the beginning of the week. I felt like you said some of it, but I hear it when you're talking in this Hope Foundation. And I think it's just bigger than you and your practice, you and your numbers on this. This is you want to educate people, and it comes through in what in all the things that you do, in the Q&As and how you answer the questions. You're just so receptive to everybody that calls in. I mean, I know that you open this up to so many places, to the therapists that come, to the parents that you talk to, but you offer on different platforms that I would say, to me, it would almost be a little scary to do at times, because so many, it's not, even though it's private and protected, you offer spaces that allow others, because you're reaching more people and you're making a difference in so many lives. You're making a difference. And I think it was one of the testimonials. You've made a difference in my life, in how I perceive myself and the awareness I have for myself, but also then the awareness how I, the awareness for the children I work with and the parents that are working with there. So I can't say enough, you guys. I can't, like I said, you are my go-to. And if I were, as a therapist, if anyone, parent or therapist, that's the other thing. As a parent, I didn't have access to this. I had to research and learn on my own. And it took a long time. And one of them struggled. All three of my children have strengths and they all have weaknesses. And of course, we want our children to have all strengths. But the one that struggled the most, and that's what I went into this work because of that, to be, and I wish, oh my gosh, I wish I had what you offer right now. I do have part of that, and I can, be that person in my community and in my world. And again, because of you guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. I know you're being impactful to the people that you serve as well, and I'm happy that we can be a part of that, because I feel like that your growth is our growth as well, because we learn a lot from our members too. And what you were saying, I want to say for us in our community, the fact that it is private, I feel like in the last year we've really gotten to know our members also, which is so important for us on a personal level, through our talks. Not just, I didn't mention this, but we have coffee chats and we try to get to know you more, because the more we get to know you, when I'm speaking, I'm trying to, I know who I'm thinking of Amy, I'm thinking of this person, I'm thinking of that person, so that I can help, because we are there to give and serve, and to be able to do that and hear that from you, I'm totally humbled, and I'm very appreciative of you coming up and sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is You're there welcome. And anyone that joins would definitely understand that what you just said, to gain from you. So thank you for offering all that you offer, because you do make it very accessible to all of us. And it's just,
I cut you off before, Amy. Was there anything else you wanted to share? Because I know the time, I didn't want to overwhelm other folks also, but anything else that you wanted to share? Because we're getting questions. People want to know how they can join and things like that, what the price is, this and that. Anything else, or you're good to go?
I think I've said most of it. I mean, it's everything that I could think of, other than reiterating what you guys have said earlier. So thank you again for offering this. Thank you for offering the memberships. I think for those who have participated this week or in other things, it's like, you want more. This is how you get more. It's joining the membership, because you get the most from everything that way.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.